The moment your hobby starts feeling like work, the guitar is still sitting in the corner, the sketchbook is still on your desk, the running shoes are still by the door. You haven't stopped caring about the hobby. You still watch videos about it. You might even buy new equipment for the person you keep promising you'll become. But when you finally have time to do it, you avoid it. This was supposed to be the thing you did because you wanted to, so how did something you loved become something you feel guilty for not doing? There was a time when it felt different. You painted because moving color across a page felt good. You ran because for 20 minutes the noise in your head became quieter. You played guitar because you liked the sound of one chord filling an empty room. There was no schedule, no question of whether the time had been used productively. You weren't trying to become someone. Then, gradually, the hobby began to collect expectations. You started tracking your progress. You photographed what you made. You compared this week's run to last week's. You watched someone online do in 30 seconds what had taken you 3 months to learn. And without realizing it, you stopped asking, "Do I enjoy this?" You started asking, "Am I good at this?" That sounds like a small change, but it changes almost everything. Because enjoyment keeps your attention inside the activity. Evaluation pulls your attention back toward yourself. Now, while you're painting, part of you is standing behind the painting, judging it. While you're running, part of you is checking the pace. While you're playing music, part of you is waiting for the next mistake. You are doing the hobby and reviewing your performance at the same time. Psychologists sometimes describe part of this as the overjustification effect. When scores, rewards, recognition, or evaluation become attached to something you already enjoy, they can begin to crowd out the original reason you did it. You can enjoy the activity. A painting is no longer just a painting, it is evidence of your talent. A run is no longer just a run, it is evidence of your discipline. A song is no longer just a song, it is evidence of whether all those hours of practice were worth it. And once a hobby becomes evidence, a bad session no longer feels neutral. Usually, nobody else had to do this to you. Nobody told you that every drawing needed to be shared. Nobody demanded that you turn your weekend baking into a business. Nobody forced you to record your progress or improve as quickly as the people you follow. You introduced the pressure yourself because you cared about it. Caring made you want to become better. Wanting to become better made you start measuring, and measuring gave every session the possibility of failure. That is how love quietly becomes pressure. You begin with, "I love doing this." Then it becomes, "I could be good at this." And eventually, "I should be better at this by now." The word "should" is where many hobbies begin to feel like jobs. Because a job carries an obligation. A job has standards. A job produces something that can be evaluated. And now when nobody is watching, you feel as if you are being observed. Sometimes by the people you compare yourself to. By the imagined future version of you who was supposed to be much better by now. This is why you might avoid the hobby even though you still love it. The guitar stays in the corner because picking it up means discovering how rusty you've become. The sketchbook stays closed because the picture in your head might be better than anything you can put on the page. The running shoes stay by the door because the numbers might confirm that you've lost progress. From the outside, this looks like procrastination, but underneath it, something else may be happening. As long as you don't begin, you don't have to find out whether you're still good. You can still imagine the painting you could create, the song you could play, the distance you could run. And sometimes you avoid it because you're afraid of who might be looking back. But then, occasionally, something happens. You pick up the guitar without planning to practice. You doodle on the corner of a piece of paper. You run without checking the time, and for a few minutes, it feels like it used to. You disappear into it. You are simply there. This state is close to what psychologists describe as flow, a period of deep absorption in which your attention becomes so involved in the activity that you temporarily stop evaluating yourself from the outside. That's why the best sessions don't always happen when you perform your best. They often happen when you think about your performance the least. When an hour passes without you noticing, when you make something strange that you would never post, when you sing the wrong words and don't stop the song, when the activity no longer has to prove anything about you, but it may need protection from constant evaluation. Maybe you don't need to stop tracking your progress. You just need to protect one small corner of the hobby where improvement is not invited. One run that isn't timed. One song played only for the room. One recipe made badly, experimentally, with no intention of turning it into content. A session that produces nothing you can use. This might feel pointless at first, because not everything you love has to become evidence of your growth. Not every interest has to become a skill. Not every private pleasure has to become a public identity. You are allowed to do something badly for no reason other than the fact that being there makes your life feel more like yours. And if your hobby has already become your work, you may need an offstage version of it. A version nobody buys. Perhaps the passion became buried under goals, numbers, comparison, and the fear of wasted potential. Perhaps the thing you loved never stopped being enjoyable. It just stopped feeling safe to enjoy without being good at it. The person who began this hobby wasn't trying to build a better version of themselves. They found something that made them feel present and wanted to stay there a little longer. You don't have to justify the time with improvement, productivity, or proof. You only have to let the hobby become useless again, because before it became a goal, it was a place you went to feel free. If this made you think of something you used to love doing, a like tells us to keep making videos like this. So, what hobby stopped feeling like yours? And when did you first notice it had started feeling like work? Until next time, keep shifting your perspective. Subscribe for more Mind Shift.